Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Oshi no Ko episode 3. Sorry if you hear that noise, that's my fan above me, because it's that time, starting that time of year when summer is coming around the corner and the days are going to get hot, so that's what you're hearing, that's the fan. But anyway, Oshi no Ko episode 3, once again a 10 out of 10 episode. This show is winning me over every single time. And I think this is already going to be sort of one of the best ones of the season. Well, like I said, I'm really enjoying Hell's Paradise and My Home Hero, in their own good, unique ways. But Oshi no Ko has just been is slowly building to be a good revenge story, because with Aqua now, because first after the end of the episode, reunited with the child actor from the first episode, Kana. Where he met her during one of the acting shoots that he was doing when he was a kid, right? And she was wondering if he's gonna do acting, and he said no, just general education. I've been working with the director that from we were back then, just working behind the scenes and stuff, right? And we also get the more of the, like how like in the first episode with more of the dark side of like the idol stuff and even now the acting stuff, What we get a really interesting thing with the whole dark thing is with Kana's backstory with her acting, because she said back when she was a kid when she's acting she can like cry on set or even lick the bacon soda off the floor, right? But it was more to it than now that she's more grown up though. Like after she hit her peak, she kind of got dwindled down afterwards. I mean, like she. She still wants to pursue continue on acting though, right? But she hadn't gotten much, after back when she was a kid, it wasn't much back when. I'm sure it wasn't much back when she was a kid though. Now that her parents are out of the country, right? She's been living on her own though, and she has money, like stuff that she saved back. The money she did from when she was acting, from her acting, right? But all she's been doing is eating Uber Eats. They say Uber, but yeah, it's basically Uber Eats, So it's funny that this show is they mentioned Uber Eats basically, and then YouTube and Twitter, But and you see when one scene we see her sitting alone in the dark in her dorm, right? Just like you see this trash everywhere, saying that she's just been really lonely, Yeah, she's putting on a face, when she's acting though, but behind, when we saw in that one scene where she's in her room alone, in the dark, just trash everywhere, she's just very lonely, And with Aqua, so this is more than just putting on a nice face, a brave face when you're just acting, And with Kano, it's been a good character after more in this episode about her, even to the point where there's a point where she still wants to talk with Aqua to get into more acting, because even though when Aqua was little, in her mother's dying arms, saying, hey, Ruby will be an idol and you will be an actor, but Aqua had no intention of doing that. He's just been focused on revenge ever since, find out who his real his biological father is, so that he can kill him. So he has his heart set on revenge this whole entire time. He had no interest in doing acting, Yeah, he's been working with the director behind the scenes though. Although we get another nice funny moment with when Kana and Aqua are at the director's house, right? And we get another funny moment with the director's mom, So like how in the last episode he was just calling, how she kept going in and out of his room, interrupting him, right? Here we get another funny part with the mom, at the dinner table. That was pretty funny too. But one thing leads to another. Like where he does. She mentioned that Kana that wants to have him play a part in this last episode of the show that she's been doing on. It's called this TV drama show called what was it, My Sweet Today or something like that. Something Sweet Today. It's like adapted from this manga, right? And yeah, even though the manga is not like the show where the manga has been not that good though, but Kana's still been doing this, trying to take up jobs, you know, still to get for her acting. So she still wants to do the acting, but she wants to try to make Aqua take on the role as well for acting as well. And he does take the role, but because he heard a name, the producer of the show, because it shows a flashback when he was little. He was looking at his mom's 3 phones, right? And this one phone where he's trying to get the passcode. It feels like it took like four or so years to crack this password on this phone, right? Like about 45,000 tries. Yeah, 45,000 tries. Until he finally managed to get the password, and there was a name. It was a name that what Kana mentioned is on one of those phone contacts, the contacts on that phone. So he may be saying he's been listing down the suspects who might be his father is. So he said he'll take the acting job, but he's doing that because he wants to get a DNA sample from that guy, so he can try to identify if that's his biological father or not. Now what I assume, because when we'll get to that part though, but they meet on set on this place where it's because it's raining, so to do with his acting in the set here, and his role also, like Aqua, really not. He's playing a stalker. Sounds familiar, right? Because his mother was killed by a stalker. Crazy. Woo! Yeah, so he's playing a stalker in this role, right? And by the time when he takes a break, he's listening on what the producer, that guy, he's after talking to this other guy, this other crew member, and he hears that's what they're thinking about about Kana, right? Because since she hasn't done much in quite some time though, but still her name is still recognizable, right? That's how she was able to get the part, because her name is very recognizable, and that's how they got her dirt cheap, basically. Basically, the guy was just using her because because of her name. That's how she'd be able to get a role in her show because of his name. Basically, it's use and abuse. Basically, that's basically what this guy is doing, using her because she has a famous name, and that's about it. And she got her cheap. That's why. And Aqua's kind of reflecting, because what she said, what kind of said to him though, but it's more than just that, It comes, being this actor, same with an idol, comes with positives and negatives. It's more like on the harsh things on the negative side, right? But regardless, though, Aqua did manage to get a DNA sample because he dropped a cigarette in the ashtray down below. He grabbed a couple because he doesn't know which is right. Although he could get the one that's still smoking after he put it out, though, 'cause it's still hot and smoky, right? But he managed to grab and secure. Regardless, he managed to secure the sample. Now he has to. When the episode ends, he got the DNA sample. So, but yeah, Oshi no Ko is just it's still. It's been a really engaging series for me now. This has been a promoted 10 out of 10. Also because the thing is though, with the sister, and also the one who used to babysit them now is now taken as their acting mother, right? Because what was it they did? It was a funny thing that they managed to managed to get an acting part now, and they were managed to looking up the manga and the show that he's been starring in. So you get a funny moments with them there, but that's they say. The Kana says she's glad that she's managed to take an acting part now, but I said though, with Kana's a little, she's been lonely. Yeah, she's been doing this for a while though, but not much though. And notice how trashy her room is. She's been lonely all the time. And especially with that guy, that producer that Aqua's after to get the sample, right? Basically, he's just using and abusing her, basically, because she's still a recognizable name, right? A famous child actor, though. But that's how they got her dirt cheap. That's why. So you got kind of a sad part there for Kana, though, right? Because I don't know if she knows about what the director said, though, but she still managed to get a part because she still wants to act too, even though she was acting bratty because of she was acting bratty because of because Aqua outshined her back during the first episode when they first met in that little acting shoot, right? So she's been acting a little bratty towards him because of that. But yeah, it was another really great episode. Now that we see more of Kana, a little bit of what her deal is. Kana is already proven to be a great character as well, because she has kind of like taken to liking to Aqua, even at the karaoke, you know, kind of flirty. And also I thought there was a little moment where Aqua does smile at her, because I think he kind of respects her in that way. So for what she's doing, he kind of respects her in that way. If that's the case, that's nice. She managed to, instead of sulking and, you know, because also you notice a little villainous of Aqua, because you notice the star in his eye, right? When it's white, you know, it's kind of like being normal and stuff. But when we notice that it turns black, it kind of makes me feel like he's kind of being more villainous, right? That's why, if anyone notice, it's white sometimes when it's dealing with interacting with other people. When it comes with a revenge thing, though, we see that the star in his eye is now black. So it kind of makes me think he's becoming more dark and villainous type of way, if anyone noticed. But yeah, it was another really great episode. I'm really enjoying this show. It's slowly things are starting to get a little more serious now, because now that he has a DNA sample, like I said. I don't think he's not going to be the biological father, otherwise it's going to be a very short series, right? If that ends up that being the case, though. But I think he's not going to be the father, though. But we'll see on what happens in the next episode. But Oshi episode 3, I really did enjoy. Once again, I would say 10 out of 10 episode. And when I see that because of Kana, and also by hearing about the name of the guy, though, like I said, he took 45,000 tries to get in that phone, you know. But at least he's now getting to do an acting part, because that's what his mom, would have wanted him, you know. You'll be an actor, you know. Only because he has the potential and he has that face of an actor, right? So it's nice that he's doing an actor role, although kind of the part he's taken is what killed his mom, right? Him playing a stalker. So yes, it was nice to see him taking an acting role, though. So we'll see what happens in the next episode, though. But really enjoyed episode 3. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more movie reviews and more other stuff, and see you next time. Later.